by now I would understand that I need to mute my phone before I start streaming. Oh well. Hi. I'm CCyclone. As you can guess by the title, I don't know what I'm doing. I felt the need to draw, but it was too quiet. So, I just went ahead and decided just to start a stream. I have no idea if I'm going to be doing much at all. But, okay, just had to make sure that the stream was running. That's the case. So you guys can see I'm drawing trash. Look at this. I just finished playing this game and already I'm hooked and on drawing these adorable characters. I just learned too that there's an art contest going on, so I thought I might as well draw something for that. And as you can see, I'm a good way through the drawing, and that's around the time where I decided that it was too quiet. So, what layer is this? Outline? Okay. I really need to label my layers. I never do that, and label your layers, kids. Do that. Because if you don't, you're in for a horrible, horrible time. Because you don't know what's what anymore. Nothing makes sense. There's just pain. I might as well put a layer over that. But yeah, I'm just here tonight because it's 2 a.m. for me. My sleep schedule is just screwed up. I didn't feel like trying to play a video game. No one I usually talk to is awake at this time, so, you know, don't even bother. I don't even bother trying to wake them up with my stupid conversations. It's just like, hey, I got a drawing idea. Wait, we were having a conversation about real life, and I completely ignored that. I didn't mean to, but hey, drawings. I do that a lot. But it's not intentional. Doesn't make it better, but oh well. I gotta work on it. So I'm drawing, well, more so coloring in this to maybe submit this for the art contest. I have no idea yet. I don't know if I like it. But I just felt like drawing Bendy. And for some reason, thought, why not draw him as a magician? Except he's taking his head off along with the hat. Yeah, my audio should be fine. I was gonna say, hopefully that's good, but I never really have a huge issue with my audio, just when I'm playing with other things that's going to interfere, like game audio, or talking with my sibling, Sam, or maybe TF for the Bad Fanfic Corners. Which, speaking of, I'm trying to get an actual schedule so I can figure out what I want to stream. I'm thinking of doing like every Monday doing the Nuzlocke challenge. Keeping Bad Fanfic Corner to hopefully every Friday. I think that's not a realistic goal, considering that everyone who does that with me has lives of their own and can't commit to a set schedule like that. Which, you know... Oh! Hi, Undertale 4. Didn't expect you to pop in. Didn't expect anyone to really pop in. Wait, if that's spooky. Yeah, the sound is fine. Oh, awesome! I just kind of expected this to be the equivalent of me screaming into the void. But since you're in chat, I had I was gonna ask you about the different games that you have on Game Jolt. I wanted to stream one. I actually have an icon worked out, well, in the process of being worked out, and that's for which one? Super Tail. So I'm not sure if, because I was looking through some of the other people who you had in your playlist who had played it, and it seemed like that game gave you trouble. I'm not sure if you'd be fine with me streaming that one, or if you'd want me to try to go for some of the other ones. Because I didn't really glance through all of your work. Though I do see you have some Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, some Sister Location stuff, which is awesome because I adore Five Nights at Freddy's as well. So, either way, it should be fun, and I'm looking forward to streaming that. I think I have it set for, yeah, Wednesday. Go for any of them? Okay. So, I'll just, since Wednesday should be just like a short collection of games, I'll go ahead and I'll stream that then. Maybe I'll have time for one of the others, depending on what I can get around to downloading. In case you didn't see it before, this is full image so far. Let me pull the base up. Yeah, this little demon is just too fun to draw. So yeah, the icon for Super Tail is in the works. It's what I've got just for myself. I was going to draw in the guy who you battle for that, but I don't really think it's a clear reference image. And I think it was said it's a personal project more so with you and your friends, which is really awesome. I gotta figure out how to do that because I have my own little Undertale AU that I've been dying to do with my own characters and friends' characters as well. So, should probably bug you about that, maybe a proper reference so I can draw that in, because I don't want to just do a screen cap. Which layer was... okay. Yeah. Again, layers. It's important to label them. I really don't know if this whole stream is just going to be me working on this or just random drawings in general, because I've got a lot of projects I need to finish. Draw a logo or something? Okay, anything specific? I mean, yeah, I know this is just going to be my thumbnail for it, but hey, I don't want to do anything random, since this seems like a personal project, and you know, don't want to butt in on anything. But I want to get this done first, so I'll have to put that off to the side. Maybe I'll work on that tomorrow when I get back on a normal human sleep schedule. I am on the right layer. Yeah, okay. I can't tell you how many times I've drawn on the outline layer and didn't even realize it until I ran out of undos. So I just lost a lot of progress. I mean, granted you can work with that, but it's not fun. You lose about an hour or so of work if you're lucky. Same. Yeah. not sure what entirely to do for this top hat. I might... I guess I could just do the outlines here, white, maybe put in, like, the middle section white here. I can also probably make this transparent. That should be good. What layer is this? Okay. Body color. Yeah, I often don't do drawing streams only because that's not the right layer. That one's not either. Oh well, this one should be good. I don't do drawing streams often only because it takes a lot of just random babbling, as TF likes to put it, and I don't know how she's able to keep a conversation about nothing going as long as she does, or even talk to herself for as long as she can. I am amazed how she's able to do that. So I just stick to video games or streams where I'm interacting with someone else, only because it's weird talking without having anything to really work with. So I keep these streams to a minimum, and also I feel like coloring in something for the next hour and a half doesn't seem like interesting material. But hey, tag this live stream as drawing. Let me see. Oh, I meant like in the category stuff for YouTube. I even forgot I put that in the description. It has been a long day. At least the weekend is over, so things should slow down again. Can finally get on to some other projects I've been putting off. And with the... what colors? Oh, okay. I forgot that was the layer I was going for. Where's the head layer? Okay. Like watching people draw artwork helps me learn. Oh, yeah. Oh, tablet just went flying across my desk. Yeah, the best way... well, one of the best ways to learn is to watch, though with this late in the game for how far along this drawing is, I don't think this would really be that helpful. But hey, it's always fun. I'm no real master at drawing myself. I've just kind of taught myself how to do it for years. TF could tell you, I probably annoy her with I go back on these little lines here, just back and forth constantly, trying to get them just right. It doesn't really matter, but it bugs me, and I can see those tiny details. But it's not really essential. Still working on my drawing skills? Yeah, drawing takes a while. That's something that no one really ever tells you. I mean, I've been drawing for years, and I'm still not that great at it. And there are some people who can pick it up instantly. It's just... but it's always fun. I personally draw to make... well, I tried making comics. I can never stick to an idea long enough. So now I'm working on just some artwork for my own RPG games. I really should adjust this brush and not fight with it. Just trying to work on some full pictures for that instead of just the character art. Well, lots of people who have really good drawing skills, and you're one of them. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm not quite sure what the style would be labeled as for me. Probably something along the lines of more cartoonish. And you got people like and my sibling Sam. They do amazing, like a blend of like an anime with realistic features. And TF does amazing drawings for animals. I don't know how they are both able to do such beautiful things, but I think I've got a more cartoony style. Just probably why I've taken to drawing this little piece of trash here. Let's see. I'm working on such a close scale, too. I should probably thicken up those lines. A lot of this is just going back and forth, and I'm also trying out to draw without line art, which I'm not quite sure how it's supposed to be done, but I've taken it as immediately start coloring, don't even worry about working out the body. So far I've found it to be helpful. But then again, I stress so much on the body itself, so that's something. Like it's better than mine. I mean, just look at my profile pic. It's pretty sloppy. Well, it just takes practice, really. It's not... Actually, it's not that I'd say it's sloppy. It's... What's the word? It's kind of like a blocky feel. But with practice and a lot of determination, you can go ahead and develop your own style. I would recommend you don't just jump into trying to find your art style to try to learn some anatomy, perspective, some of the basics. It's all boring stuff, but you kind of need it. It's the only way to really get some more fun drawings out of that. Because I tried to do it the other way, and I'd say I'm 80% self-taught. And unfortunately, you can see it in a lot of my poses are stiff, and I repeat a lot of the same body types. And so I'd recommend you definitely practice the building blocks as much as possible. Also, don't be afraid to experiment with different drawing styles. Because you'll never know. Sometimes what really helps define your style is just an accident in a perspective shot. That's my key word, determination. Absolutely. I really need to get back into Undertale. I know it's completely unrelated, but I've had my my save file just sitting around for a while. I think I have, 50-something hours in it? Can't tell you how many times I've gone through the pacifist run. I just love fighting Azrael. So I should probably get back to that eventually. Can't really say as soon as possible because I've got a few other games I want to get to. Self-taught with my game making, so glad to know we have something in common. Yeah, that is awesome. Pretty much, I know when I go into something new, I don't really bother to learn. I just try to just dive in head first. But that really is awesome that you're making some games out there. I've got to check them out, which I should have enough time on Wednesday. If I give myself time, after Monday I should be able to download and look through some of the Five Nights at Freddy's games you have, which I'm excited to see. I've always been wanting to go into game developing as well. I feel like writing is easier for me only because I love shaping stories and characters. I've got a few projects in RPG Maker, but I focus so much on the story I forget about the gameplay. Ever done genocide? Well, yes, I've tried. Undyne, I was not prepared for her. And now I don't know if I can go back. Only because it's hard to kill Papyrus. Where is this line? Nope, not that layer. No, not that one. Yeah, it was really difficult to... Oh, there we go. It was really difficult to kill Papyrus, at least for me. Something about the whole "I believe in you" speech, just... I feel bad. Normally, it's not an issue. I had no problem killing off Toriel. I know I'm gonna have a huge problem killing off, killing Flowey at the very end. Only because there's just so much guilt. Take your time. Won't be making any more updates till I get my computer back. I had no mercy. Is it because I'm heartless? No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say you are more determined than I am. Though, hey, whenever you can get more updates on that, and let me know especially if, where was I going with that sentence? My mind completely blanked. Yeah, keep me updated, because even if I'm not a fan of the games, my intention going into that isn't to just say, oh, well, this sucks. I'm just excited because it would be just like it was in Art Institute, where you get unfinished projects and you see the process. It's just, I love that so much. Nothing's better than seeing the way a story shapes, whether it's an action game or an actual story or character development. So I'd be excited to see that, and this top hat really needs to be adjusted. What layer is that on? Okay. See. Where's this? What art program am I using? It's called Fire Alpaca. It's pretty much a free version of Paint Tool Sci with a few Photoshop elements. Not much, but it's free. I think they just updated it too. Pretty much, you could just look it up on Google for Fire Alpaca and it should be about the first thing that comes up. They're constantly updating it. They just had an autosave feature, which that is a lifesaver. Especially if you're someone like me who forgets to save about 40 minutes into a drawing. I don't know how popular Fire Alpaca is. So, you might have heard of it. I only really heard of it thanks to my sibling. Let me put this straight. I should probably have... That should work. I have no idea where my light source is coming from, not that it really matters with this style. Yeah, before this I was using Paint Tool Sci, which I think I liked it better, but I had this, you have to buy it. I think I got the files from a friend, so I didn't have to. It was in perpetual loop of the free trial, but I also missed out on a lot of good brushes. Let's see. That should be good. This I can probably make thinner. But at least this program has transparency, so that has helped out a lot. And Paint Tool Sci, that is something it did not have. There's also a few art programs out there that work more like Photoshop that are also free. I couldn't tell you the name of them, unfortunately. I'd have to go looking it up. Let's see. I don't like that line. Better. I don't save my projects sometimes when I'm coding, so my computer freezes up and I have to end up reserving or dumping the project. Yeah. I can relate. I can't tell it. I was working on this one project where I was doing a 3D model for one of my characters. And I did not save the file, and the whole computer crashed. Gosh. Not a fun time. So, yeah, I know what you mean. These lines in so I can try to make that somewhat symmetrical. So let me change that so it's in line with the rest of the drawing. Should be good. It's a really bad habit to have for not saving a project. One I have unfortunately not gotten out of, so hopefully you do better at that than I do. That might be too much for this simple drawing. Let's just do a clipping layer. And it would make more sense to have it. I don't like that either. I'll just have to work with this. How Bendy's head fucking floats over his body. It's playing the whole breaking the laws of physics and sort of creepy. Yeah. It makes no sense whatsoever, but I absolutely love it. It's like Fredbear and Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare's tummy mouths in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Those make no sense whatsoever. But they add to the character. Though it does make drawing Bendy difficult. I have these little sketch comics in my new sketchbook, where it's just the dumbest things. I've got Bendy making some of the worst puns I could come up with, which eventually leads to Boris just tearing out his own heart to not even deal with it anymore. I know, it sounds horrible, but I think it's the best theory for why we find Boris dead in Chapter 1. But drawing some of those angles where Bendy has his back to the camera is just... it's not... You're just looking at it like, how does this work? Didn't like this. That's the magic of cartoons. At least you didn't have to draw a neck for Bendy. True. Let's see, though... That hasn't really ever been too much of an issue. Except for the one. I might as well pull this up just to show what I mean. Like, these are two of my friend's characters, and she requested that I drew it in the Sailor Moon style. See, necks aren't really... necks aren't really that difficult. It's just angles like this. Or it's never fun. Or when you got this and the head ends up being a bit too big for the rest of the body. I love Sailor Moon. I cannot stand the English version. It is so 90s it hurts. It's like Digimon. Which I'm hoping that the newer version that they had was pretty good. Well, I keep hearing that it is, but I haven't gotten around to watching it myself. Maybe this one. When it comes to Sailor Moon, I read the manga. I've got to get around to watching the dubbed version. Only because it's been so long. What's a Oh, hello, Remote Zephyr. Thank you. Yeah, this is pretty much for the contest that's going on to get your artwork in Chapter 3 for Bendy and the Ink Machine. I'm not sure if I'll submit it, but I like how it looks so far. Unless you were talking about like the Sailor Moon stuff, drawing that was just up, and in that case, that is two of my friends' OCs. I spent so long in this hat. I've gotta move on. Because I'm going to forget. Where those, the fingers are for the gloves. That needs to be thinner so I don't mess up some of these shapes. Should upload that to the contest? Yeah, I want to upload something at the very least, because even if it doesn't get picked, it'd still be fun. I mean, I'm not really going for the goal of having it picked. I just want to get more familiar with drawing these characters. I'm hoping that this will help get me back into drawing my own stuff again. I've kind of neglected that. But at least I haven't neglected writing for that. So that's not too bad. I should probably invest in some of Adobe's products. I worked with Illustrator, and vector images are just so great. You don't have all these pixels. Everything looks so much nicer. No distortion. And again, that's kind of pricey. How much? I think they were asking for about, well, on its own, you're probably looking at about $30 a month. Maybe, it's been a while. That might also be with a student discount. Oh, where's my reference image? I can never remember if Bendy's arms are supposed to be floating or if they're actually attached to his body and the white line is his bow tie. Runner-up is better than a loser because runner-up had tried, and when you do that, there's no loser. Good quote. I like how you signed your own username at the end of that quote. And that looks like it's hidden behind his bow tie. It's surprisingly hard to find good reference photos for these characters. I'm on the wrong layer again, aren't I? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just using the wrong color. Yeah, I thought so. It just with some images it looks like they're supposed to be floating, which would be interesting to see. And again, a lot of images I've seen are kind of, well, fan art that I've seen, it kind of mixed on different interpretations. Like, a lot of people give him devil wings, and almost everybody gives him a tail, which I'm guilty of adding a tail as well. I almost added one for this, but I want to stick closer to the original design. I'm not sure how I feel about the different wings. Some people draw them amazing. I can see that working with their style. Other people, it seems more rushed in their case. Not that the drawings are bad, it just seems like they slapped it on because they just shrugged. Joey drew my own pictures of Bendy from the cardboard too. Oh, what is... Okay. I really need to learn to silence my phone before I start streaming. Hopefully that wasn't too loud on stream. Also, forgive me about it. I think, was that a pun? I know for certain that Sam isn't going to be watching. Well, most likely my sibling Sam isn't going to be watching, so I can get into a lot of different puns. Normally I annoy my sibling with puns. I think last year we had this whole discussion purely on bad Pokemon puns. I think I was banned. I think I was banned from the conversation for a week. Only because they got so terrible. Thank you for clarifying. Again, it's almost 3 a.m. for me. It's been a long day. But yet, the urge to draw is still there. Let's see how this looks, or if I should... I might need to thicken up those lines. It's been a long day for us all, my friend. I imagine it's been a long day for a lot of people. Plus, it's the weekend is now over, so it must be a crazy schedule for a lot of people. Let's see if that works. Better. Okay. That should be fine. I guess I'm just one of the lucky people who has a mostly clear schedule for streams, for more streams and more opportunities for drawing. At least for the time being. Really don't want to go back on this hand, not yet. Where were the lines? Nope. Okay, that. Why am I doing the outline first? There we go. I made a website, start working on my YouTube channel more, etc. Oh, so you're also building your own website along with running a YouTube channel? Plus you're doing streams sometimes that are about 10 hours? That's awesome. I eventually have to get around to learning how to make a website. Eventually. Let's see. But I hear it's a lot of work, especially with unique coding. Though my knowledge of it isn't that great. I pretty much base a lot of the information I know from a lot of my classmates. Let's put that back. Oh yeah. Should be more of the hat. Yeah, I'd imagine there's a lot of work put into it. So, serious props to you. What layer is this on? Ah, outline. Okay. That can be fixed. It's a little smoother. I think I will shout you out in my next video since you might need it, and I already enjoy your channel. Maybe my 86 subs would check you out too. Oh, I appreciate it. You really don't have to. I'm not really in this for the sub. So, I'm just pretty much doing this because it's fun. I get to play a lot of different games. But I appreciate the thought. Don't worry about it, man. Pretty much if people enjoy the videos, they'll come around whenever they find it. So I'm not worried. Just want more people to recognize you. Well, that's really nice of you. Again, I appreciate it. no need to worry. Let's see. That doesn't exactly look right. That's better. I'm gonna have to go over these lines regardless, but at least that looks a little smoother. That's on the same layer. Way to go, Kay. Okay, let's see. Now, it's the only thing that doesn't make too much sense here. Let's see. With no, it's better the other way. Gotta remember that I'm working on a much larger canvas than what I'm used to. This is what, 4,000 by 4,000 pixels with a resolution of 900. I might make this transparent instead of working on a background. I'm not entirely sure yet, but oh well. Let's see. This is another reason why I don't really do art streams that much. I forget that I'm streaming and I'll just go silent because I'm not used to doing drawing streams. But again, something that takes practice. Don't think a background would help. It would probably mess it up. Looks great without a background. Thanks. Yeah, if I did consider a background, it would probably be nothing more than, let's see, than just like a white line around the edge like that. Then again, I really get lazy with backgrounds. Like this, I just reused the same background from the first thumbnail I did, and just flipped it around. Only because I really don't like drawing backgrounds. Yeah, let's go ahead and close that one out since I don't need that file anymore. Let's see. I still have to finish up this hand. It's been a while since I've really... That's the wrong layer. Since I've really sat down and tried to work on something for the background piece without half-assing it. I think that was when I was doing a webcomic. Or at least the rough sketches for one. project isn't abandoned, but there's no inspiration for it right now. It was sort of meant to be like one of those happier series, just to so I don't fall back into my rut of killing off characters. But after a while, those get kind of dull. Let's see, that should be... yeah, that should be fine. So I have a nasty habit of killing off characters, especially ones that that my readers are most attached to. And I use the term my readers loosely because it's pretty much just friends, some family who reads it. But pretty much I judge off their reactions. And it's just too much fun. Same. Yeah. Nothing's better than taking a character that someone really loves and just destroy them, especially when you have the power to, as being a creator. Those lines on the hand, oh, well, on the outside of the hands might need to be thicker. I really should get moving on to some of the other some of the rest of the drawing, just so I don't wear myself out. Okay, I thought for some reason that this was transparent. Let's see. Okay. Should be fine since... Love to make readers expect the worst. Yeah. That is... I've got one series where it's just a constant state where of pretty much fearing for the character's life. Well, lives. Because everybody's in danger in that story. I'm trying to go for where it doesn't feel like you could guess a happy ending for it. And that's just, it's so much fun because every so often when I update it, nobody knows who's safe. But nothing is better than when you have a story where no one is expecting death right off the bat. So when you finally decide to kill off a character, and in a pretty gruesome way, it just sparks the reaction, and it's amazing. Make the plot twist so that no one would think it would be possible. Yes. Pretty much that's the reason why I write or draw comics, for reactions. So I completely understand. Let's see. It's weird, but maybe I should have it a little closer on this one. Probably a bit much for a simple character, but oh well. Okay, that's the outlines. Where's the base? Let's put that back at the bottom. makings. I can do that sort of thing. So I'm assuming that's more of your preferred medium. Let's see. I'll just switch over to this while I'm looking up a reference image. There we go. Image. Just move that into frame, and now I'll switch back. To make it mainly choice-based, though, the way it ends. Yeah, I've got a project in RPG Maker where I really want choices to matter. So I have various different branches. Like, the choices matter so much that, well, when it'll be finished, because I'm not even halfway through the introduction yet because of all these choices. But eventually, when it's done, there will be an option to save a character, but you can only save it if you picked a certain dialogue option. If not, then you can't do anything to help that character anymore. And that plot point where you have to help save them doesn't come in until way later on. That is a new layer, right? Okay. Yeah, it should be fine. Oh, I would also recommend going back to the whole drawing tips to flip your drawing every so often. If it doesn't look too weird, then you're on the right track. Something that you don't really hear much about, but it's a helpful tip. Because sometimes proportions will look great in one angle, but they're really not accurate when you switch to another. Actually, let me redo that. Thanks for the great content, but I gotta go now. Hope it turns out great. Okay, well, thanks for joining. And, well, I guess I'll see you on Wednesday's stream. But thanks for joining Undertale 4. See, how long have I been going? About an hour? I won't keep this up too much longer, only because I do have to get to bed eventually. At least the drawing's coming along great, so that's something. Though I guess it's just kind of leaving me babbling on to myself. Well, then again, I kind of expected that to begin with. That's going to look incredibly inappropriate. Hoping that the reference image would help show the more innocent side. I swear this is a safer work stream. Or at this point, you know, I could have just done an overlay. Would have made things a little easier for me. Let's turn that a bit. No, I don't even know if they still sell wands like this. I remember they were everywhere when I was a kid. Along with those do-it-yourself magic packs, or you guys know what I mean, right? The little magic kits. Those were everywhere. I don't know if they're still available. I know, especially, it wasn't as everywhere as I'd like, as it was for previous generations. Especially for my school. That was one of the things banned, along with Pokemon. And again, I think a lot of the... I'm on the wrong layer. Way to go. I think that's the only thing that's... yeah. Gonna try to keep my reference here on camera as well. Seen some of the art for this fandom already. I hit the wrong button, huh? And again, I don't think I can really be blamed at this point. I should talk about something. I've got a few stories here and there. Nothing too interesting, unfortunately. I mean, nothing I can really think off the top of my head. Guess I could just babble on about story plots, maybe. There's a lot of things that I still have to work on. I just keep putting them off. I really shouldn't. That doesn't stop me from doing that. And I can't really see what I'm doing. You know, I really should have looked up some of the older Bugs Bunny cartoons. I can't find any older Mickey Mouse cartoons, unfortunately. Just to get a better idea. I mean, right now my only go-to on classic cartoons at the moment are the very old Flintstone episodes. That's because I watch a lot of Boomerang. And they still air. Well, on Boomerang, of course. Yeah, I figured I was missing some gaps. Am I on the right layer? Yep, looks about right. Okay. This would have been a lot easier with an overlay. I'm no longer on the right layer. You're kidding me, right? Move that back down. And redo this. Yeah, name your layers and check your layers before you start going on a huge tangent. Don't be like me. Still doesn't look any better. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask, do you know when you're going to stream on Monday? Because I'm not available from 8 a.m. to 3:21. Probably later at night. I've seemed to get into the habit of streaming at about 10 Eastern Standard Time. Anywhere from 10 to 11 p.m. So if you're not available for those times, but you want to see the stream live, you should be fine. And that's pretty much going to be consistent with these streams. Well, I'm going to try to keep it as a consistent. But hope that helps. But Monday's stream... Oh, yeah, well, hopefully see you on Wednesday's stream when I cover over those games. The Super Tail. Monday's stream is Nuzlocke. And hopefully I can keep it as a Nuzlocke Monday sort of thing. Actually, it is already Monday. You guys know what I mean. Someone there? Yeah, it is. It's just working on it. Oh, no problem. Hopefully that information helps. I'm glad you're enjoying the streams to pop up on them. And watch them, but yeah. Good night, Undertale 4. Let's see how long. Well, let's see. About an hour and 9 minutes. Wrong window. That is not too bad. And that's the layer I don't need anymore. Actually, let me get that back. Oh, no, I can't use that anymore because I used I rotated this. Oh well. think I was saying earlier that I remember a lot of these magician kits in the Scholastic book fairs. I think that's what they were called. It's been quite some time. Had a lot of cool things in that. I remember there was this one book that taught you about the anatomy of the hand, going in on the different muscles, and showed you which muscles responded for each finger. And it included this plastic, essentially a plastic grabber that you would just... Oh, okay. That you would just wear and then see for yourself. Because it had slots for each individual finger, so when you moved, say, your ring finger down, it had like a plastic version of the human hand also moving its ring finger. And the plastic was color-coded, and I had a whole book explaining it, which is really awesome. I kind of regret not picking that up, but at the time, of course, didn't think much of it. Plus there were dragon books. If there's anything that especially a younger CCyclone was all about, is dragons. Still am. Absolutely love dragons. Can't go wrong with them. They need to be in more stories. Okay, that should be good. Let's see, I think this has the color. I didn't name the layers. And again, I'm just not talking. I get used to talking on a stream. You'd think I'd be more accustomed to that by now. Got what? I don't even know how many videos I have on my channel. Not many, but you'd think I'd be more used to this by now. Okay. There we go. That looks a little better. Of course, right now it looks bumpy. And I need to smooth things out a bit. Probably thicken these lines as well. I'm still not used to drawing this character yet. I've got a few sketches in my sketchbook, a few random little comics. But still not used to this character just yet. There's a whole style for him. That's something I want to get right. So I think I've been going back and forth over these lines for quite some time now. Let's get rid of this. Let's see, what lines do we not need? These need to go. I put the rest on this on one, didn't I? Oh well. I just gotta to learn to stop doing that. But it's a mistake every artist has, one point or another. Actually, let me go in with this tool so there we go, that looks a little smoother. Oh, I shouldn't be too worried now that I think about it. I've got the black on black lines here, which I need to go back over with the white. Actually, this isn't black and white. This is like a tan on a pretty much a darker tan. But in this context, it looks about right. Actually, that should be fine the way it is. Just get this. No, I might as well leave that as it is. Or else I'm gonna have to redraw that, and I really... That was not my intention. Let's see. But I'm excited for this drawing. I actually really like how it looks so far. I'm just hoping I'm not zoomed in too far that things look disproportional when I zoom out. Okay, not bad. A little shaky on the lines there, but okay, now it's at 100%. That needs to be smoothed out a bit more. It's better. Yeah, and even when I'm done with this stream, this drawing will be nowhere near close to being done. I need to fix that. That doesn't look right. Now that I look at it, it should match the other side where should be better. Yeah, that's fine. It's actually not bad the way it is right now. I wouldn't call this done, but it's not bad. Of course, I want to go back in and start adding extras immediately before I'm even done with this part. Let's see. Let me zoom out again. Let's go back to the reference. Oh, I've been drawing him wrong, well, his gloves wrong the whole time. Luckily that didn't happen in this drawing because I can't see it. For some reason, I drew the gloves like this. And then they... Don't know why I thought that was the case instead of 3. Oh well. At least that's not something I have to fix in this drawing. Let's see, what else? I really don't like how the lines look when you zoom out on this hand. Up close they're fine, but compared to the other hand especially, I really need to do something about this. Probably can just cover that up completely. I don't think I thickened up the lines at all on this hand. I'm not sure, I can't recall. I think I tried with a thinner brush. Before I go any further, let's see how that compares. Okay, that's a lot better. Out of pure curiosity. Okay, this is looking awesome so far. I just need a background color so it's not awful on my eyes. A lot of people actually suggest that you use like a mint green. And I do that a lot. I don't know if it does seem softer on the eyes, but something about this color in particular, it's a lot better. Well, I find it a lot more useful than the mint green. But only with drawing. When I'm writing, I have to switch it over to a mint green for Microsoft Word, or... Well, it's not exactly a mint green, but it's a light green. Let's see. It's also why I'm not drawing with whites and blacks. It's just using off tones. A little easier on the eyes that way. Let's back out. This actually doesn't look too bad. At the very least, Bendy looks adorable. I didn't fix the rest of the thumb. Well, it's good to catch that now instead of when I call it quits and then come back to this a few days from now. Let me fix some of that now. I keep looking at the hat and I'm not a huge fan of that line. I'll leave it for tonight, but I'll have to come back in at a later point to see if I really like it or not. Because right now I don't really like it, but I'm kind of on the fence. I just feel bad for my friends and siblings tomorrow. 'Cause, of course, when this stream's done, I'm going to save a file, well, a copy of this, and just send it out for opinions, some feedback. And by now, my friends and family are just tired. Just tired of my crap. Especially Sam. I bet I've sent them the most of my Bendy and the Ink Machine drawings. Well, Sam, if you're watching this in the future, I'm sorry. I apologize for all that. But I value your opinion. It just bugs me that I'm not doing any shading on this. I mean, granted, you can do some sort of light shading. I go all in when I shade. And excuse me. Sorry about the yawn. It would bug me if I didn't just do a full shading and just did a very simple one all over the drawing. So that's why I'm avoiding that completely. Plus, I think it might be good just the way it is. Where am I at in the stream? About an hour, 27 minutes. It's not bad for finishing this. I was expecting it to go longer. It is almost 4 a.m. I really need to get some sleep. I should just at least doodle something while I'm here. Just to end the stream with a doodle. Since I've been coloring in Bendy this whole thing. I'll just draw a quick Bendy. Why? There's no real reason. Just an adorable character. Look at that murderous demon. It's adorable. Now with that, I think I should end the stream here before I waste more time on this and it ends up being 6 a.m. It wouldn't be the first time. So, there's the little doodle of Bendy there. I've got to... This isn't done yet, but at least it's at a good stopping point. I'm really gonna fix that hat, but at least from this... At least for me, I don't know if it's showing up on stream. Let me get a red. This looks damaged and not in a good way. So, I'm just gonna save this. Switch over screens. And I might as well call it there. Because, again, it's almost 4. I need sleep. So, thank you guys so much for joining. Really appreciate it. For everyone who watches in the future, thank you as well. Hope you guys enjoy the drawing so far. I really like how it's coming out. If anyone has any any critiques, any suggestions on how I can improve it, I would love to hear them, because it's the first attempt at really trying to draw bendy instead of just the quick little scribbles like I did at the very bottom. But again, I really appreciate it, both any comments and along with those of you guys who have made it this far in the video. So I'm gonna go end the stream, get some sleep, and hopefully come back later on tonight with some Nuzlocke. If all goes well for my planning for a schedule, I will have Nuzlocke tonight at starting probably around 10:30, at 11 at the latest, 10 at the earliest. Then I'll be doing like a grab bag of games on Wednesday, starting at around the same time. And Friday, depending on if my sibling can get back to me, we will do another episode of Bad Fanfic Corner, probably continue Princess of Shadows, or if we can get TF, we're continuing Minor Life. If I can't get either of them, then I'm going to start streaming, Night in the Woods. So if the whole schedule goes down right, I will be streaming on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, starting at 10:30. Not really long streams. They're probably just, as always, going to be about anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours. It's easier to keep things settled that way. And hopefully that will work. If things change, of course, I'll say something within the streams themselves, but for now, that's what it looks like it's going to be, and hopefully we'll be able to I will be able to follow through, and hopefully I'll be able to learn how to properly talk, because I can't do that right now. It's 4 a.m. But regardless of the schedule, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care.